below your rib cage, okay? And when you breathe in, it's supposed to push out. That is a deep breath.
You decided, no, I'm not doing this. I'm starting my own company instead.
I have these 4 F's that I keep in place. So first is faith, then I have family, fitness and finance. Everything is gamified, and even the parents were shocked, like, the kids don't listen to us. How do you keep them engaged for that 1 hour of time that you have? The easier you make fitness, people stick to it.
There are times we look to our elders for inspiration. We learn from people who already achieved in life. Today's episode of the Pineapple Podcast is a little different because we are getting inspiration from the younger generation. We like to make fun of Gen Zs. We feel like they don't have a work ethic. We feel like they complain a lot. Let me introduce you to a Gen Z who at the age of 27 has spent a large part of her life among the tribal areas, who's decided that the work environment is not for her, wants to start her own industry, and is killing it in what is called as generational movement. Check out her startup GenoMove and join us for this very special episode of the Pineapple Podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Pineapple Podcast. It is a pleasure to not insult Gen Z today because we have with us Nicole Coutinho, founder of GenoMove. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes,
GenoMove?
yes, that's right.
GenoMove. Nicole is a marketing expert in her own way, but she has decided that no, she doesn't want the corporate life. She's going to be an entrepreneur, and as you can see, she's very interested in being fit, right? So, did you always want to start a fitness company, or was this something that happened in college for you?
So this idea actually has been in my mind 10 years. For the
Really?
past 10 years, I started off with my research with the rural tribes to see whether, fitness would be something over there.
10 years ago?
Yeah.
So, okay, to give you guys context, she's 27 now. So, at 17, why were you researching rural tribes?
So basically, post my, once I finished my 11th and 12th, I wanted to move into an area of education which is very different from the regular, maybe a BA economics or like the mainstream.
Why? Why did you want to go something different?
Because it was always part of me to not, go with the herd,
to fit in, yeah.
but always to, do something which I liked in a very different, unique way.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
why rural? Why rural?
So I did my bachelor's in social work.
Oh.
And I have worked with the rural tribes of Dahanu in the slums of Mumbai extensively for 7 years. And a lot of it is because I went back to the rural tribe because many of them, they have very fit bodies because of their lifestyle. And I was like, but you never see them participating. It's so easy for them to win any competition, whether it's a running event or a football event or any kind of sports event. So I went back there. You can't just open something, right? You have to see whether those people are also receptive and they like something like this. So I went over there, I had few of these classes and sessions for them. They loved it. The children were excellent. But then when I spoke to their parents, they're like, no, they will study till 10th standard, but then they have to come back to the field only. So there was a very
Closed.
cut off, from them wanting their children to actually go out.
Where are these rural tribes?
Dahanu.
Dahanu.
Yeah.
Chhattisgarh.
No, Dahanu is just outskirts of Mumbai.
Oh,
so
Dahanu? Okay,
Dahanu.
sorry.
Yeah. Palghar side. So when you
Yeah.
go, So over there. So since
So
that
even in Mumbai, people are saying 10th standard and then we're going to go work in the field.
Yeah, this is on the outskirts of Mumbai, more touching towards Gujarat. So they are the Wali tribes, Katkari tribes mainly over there. So they didn't want their children to, depart from their agricultural background. So you get educated, but you come back to the field because we need you over there. So I shifted from that. I went to, working professionals. During COVID, I was training people online.
I think we skipped a step. Where did you learn how to train? So how did you develop this program?
So I basically have done a certified personal trainer course during COVID.
Okay.
Because since there was nothing to do and I was doing my master's in social work that time, I had a lot of time at hand. So I joined a fitness company wherein I was training kids online fitness. So everything is gamified, and even the parents were shocked, like, the kids don't listen to us. How do you keep them engaged for that 1 hour of time that you have? But everything was gamified. So it's like you sit like a frog, you walk like a crab, and those kind of things. It's challenging each person online. So then I did my fitness certification and got everything done. And from working professionals, then I wanted to focus on elderly. But the thing is, with elderly, the main reason why, even now currently, the whole focus of GenoMove, the two words is generation movement.
Okay.
So GenoMove, it's mainly for the elderly to reduce their falls, because most of our age group people, they are not over here in the country, they are abroad, their parents are aging over here without any kind of fitness routine, the eating habits that they have, and they fall, no one knows about it, they are continuing with their life. So that is something that the end goal is, so that they are agile and mobile enough to reduce their falls and be stronger. So that's how
are you going to interact with this community? They don't use phones much, they don't like using tablets,
correct.
Laptops.
Correct.
So how are you going to connect with them much?
So currently we in the batches and classes that I have, we aim for kids and working professionals. Kids mainly who come to drop them are not their parents, they're the grandparents who even wait for the classes to get over. So there would be certain classes where you are going to do your exercise with your whoever's come to drop you. So that's how they get an experience, touch and feel of, okay, I can do something like this, so why not continue in this kind of a routine.
So a class is being conducted for a kid, whoever's come to drop them off, there's a class for you also. Why don't you do that while this is happening?
Correct. Because there are also parents who are so stern on their child that, why can't you run fast? Why can't you do the squat? See that person, that child is doing better. So we include the parents. Okay, now this is for the parents. Then they realize their own fitness level and slow down on like the pressure they give their kids during that time. So that's how everyone gets included into the fitness lifestyle.
So your competitor, is it Cult?
So Cult basically is only in terms of gym workouts.
Okay.
We focus on body weight training. So
it's not that.
Is it calisthenics or would you?
So calisthenics is part of body weight, but it's completely different because they are exercises on a bar. So there are rotations and different. I also do calisthenics. I recently learned calisthenics, but they are only exercises on a bar. What we do is simple body weight exercises so that and you can balance yourself. Like for example, a squat. If you're not, when someone is squatting, you can understand that there is some issue maybe with their hip or their knee or their ankle or any part, just depending on how they move, how they are holding and getting up. So that's what we look at and we aim to improve, because a very simple, this is called a compound exercise because you're using different joints. So that's how we see this momentum, because squats are used in almost your daily life, whether you're lifting something heavy, you're going to the shop and you're, maybe even while you're traveling, that motion is required, and if you do it all of a sudden, it could lead to very dramatic effects like maybe a slip disc or so many other things that people don't realize they're putting so much of effort in something that's so easy, and which if you do even without weights across a period of time, your muscle is automatically developing and your joint is stronger. So
I've noticed that there's this increasing focus on health. It's just been increased over the last few years, especially since COVID, and I've been to a few marathons myself, and there's just so much branding out there with health products and health this, and not a day goes by where I don't see a latest protein powder advertised. And there's brands, and there's different versions of the truth. The other day I went to buy a whey protein powder. Do you know I take whey protein? I'm sure you don't. I take whey protein, and one of the gym hold that. One of the gym trainers told me that this brand you're buying, Gold Whey, it's being manufactured by third parties, and so it's actually a lot of stuff is being pushed off, but it's not real. You need to look for this label, and then it's authentic. I'm like, I didn't know that. And whey is sold everywhere. So now it's become commoditized. You can order this stuff. So do you have? I know people who do strength training. They tell them you have to have protein. But let me take a step. For the folk you saw in the village, right, rural, you say they are very fit, right? So a lot of these folks are not big non-veg eaters, I don't know. They mostly live, sustenance, they do their farming, they eat what they get. How do they keep such fit bodies, when they're working out? Where do they get their protein from? How do they keep that balance?
Correct.
People never believe me when I say that. Please time this. 100% he's taken 2 minutes to ask a question and preface that question with something that has nothing to do with it. So he starts his question by whey protein and a logo on it, and the question is about how the rural people are fit.
Yeah, I want to know how they handle this.
Why can't you just ask why are rural people fit?
No, because now our guests will be able to answer more questions.
See, what does whey protein logo have to do with it?
That's to do with what's going on in this whole industry now.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, makes
Don't
sense.
side
I
with it.
understood what he's asking.
She agrees that there's a lot of branding.
Okay, fine. Whey protein logo.
Spurious products out there. Yes, go ahead.
So
You are a spurious product.
So I'll start off with the second half of it. Okay, so as you rightly mentioned about, the kind of food intake that goes in. So my entire research was on the food intake and habits of the people, the Varli tribes living in Dahanu. That was my research paper. Okay, wherein I did an individual survey with 15 households. So it was a very compact survey to actually understand with photos what they actually eat. So we used to go to their houses. We were 3-4 students, and we used to go to their houses around 5 a.m. actually see what they cook, what are they eating, because I don't know if you all know, but Dahanu is a region where the malnourishment levels are at peak. Farmer suicides are also highest over there. And so like food wise intake, it's a dramatic event, but still people are fit. Okay, so first of all, it's because the amount of carbs that they eat are very high. We went to see their plate, and in their entire steel circular plate, more than half of their plate was just rice. Okay, and they have dal with them, but since they are a big family, it's always joint family system. The dal is extremely watery, so the actual protein out of it is like negligible. But most of the families over there, since they are tribes, they are non-vegetarian eaters, but not the regular chicken or anything. Like they are literally like wild hunters. So if they see a bird, they will definitely have that bird. They will cook it and eat. So it's very different in terms of which area we were also looking at, and very varied in terms of the food that they were eating. The main reason, so all of them was lean. No one we found was overweight. Not even one person was overweight over there. But all the kids, no one has taught them, but they could do somersault, they could do a backflip, they could do cartwheels and everything, just because they didn't have a fear. You're falling on the ground. It's like mud.
But you said, you said if they were to participate in marathons, right, they'll easily be able to do it. So that demands endurance. So where will the endurance come from if
Correct. So where they live and where their farms are, they are very far. So every day they'll have, maybe they don't have a breakfast concept at all. So for breakfast, what we call breakfast, they have that rice plate, dal, bhaji, and whatever's at the side of it. And then they will walk to their farm. The whole day on the farm, they are not sitting like, they have work to do, but they are continuously moving. Maybe running over there, playing with their, siblings who are there. So this continuous movement. So the body has learned to adapt to energy utilized with that amount of food. So that's why even I say that, even if they have to run a half marathon or even a full, they are not scared of being tired of what, I may think, I need so much of practice, so much of food, so much of rest. They are going for the fun of it, and it's carefree. So there's a lot of difference in that, aspect. So that becomes a very plus point. We think of so many barriers that would come in the way. So that's something that they don't think about, which helps them in a way. Because when we did all our running drills, I did many drills with them. To go there on every Saturday and Sunday, and since most of the people were at home, we did many drills, and they were,
Sorry, I have to rewind for a moment, because you're doing research papers at the age of 17. You are spending all your time with these tribes.
Correct.
I feel like we've skipped a step. How did you first come in contact with these tribes?
When I was working at a school called Tamarind Tree in Dahanu, so while we do our social work, we have to give 3 days of our week as social work time.
When was the first time you did social work?
This was at the age of maybe 18 or 19.
Around the same time.
So,
Yeah.
no, but okay. The first time you did social work was this, Dahanu?
No, much before that. This was a third year. So
Okay,
around just before COVID.
Before COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're saying you
2018-19.
worked with a school.
Yeah.
You were always interested in social work when you were in school?
No.
No. So this came later,
Yeah.
right? So what triggered this as a passion project?
So basically, as I said before, so I didn't want to do like the mainstream thing. I wanted
You
to
could have
do
done so many other things.
something.
Why this?
So social work basically was something wherein you don't have to only devote yourself in a class and sit for hours. There were a lot of, concepts wherein you have to go on field. You have to interact with people, understand more
And
about
that excited
them.
you?
Yeah. So getting to know about people
The research
was,
paper was for? You were pursuing a PhD or something at the time?
No, as part of social work, each year we used to publish.
Each year you have to
Student-
publish
yeah,
a
yeah,
research
yeah.
paper.
Yeah.
Wow.
So maybe can I put it this way? You didn't want to get into a lifestyle where you had a desk job.
Yeah, definitely.
You'd prefer moving around, meeting people rather than
Yes,
sitting in your
yes.
desk. Okay, so
Correct.
that was a foundational thing.
Yeah, that was also, actually I did also a desk job post that.
I was about to ask
Yeah,
you.
so
your
after
profile
social
says that you actually worked with Lodha Group. You were in real
Yes.
estate for a very long time.
Yeah.
So you decided, no, I'm not doing this. I'm starting my own company instead.
Correct.
So just walk us through that decision. So I want to imagine that you're speaking. He looks much older, right? So actually, guys, just before the shoot happened, I asked her to
let's
guess
not
our
do this.
age.
Let's not
She
do
guessed that his age correctly. And then I revealed my age. She was so surprised that I revealed my age was much younger than what she guessed. But fine. Point is, how does the conversation with your parents go that I'm quitting this job and I'm going to start a startup? Just what was the idea in your head that this was my startup idea?
Got it. So basically they were very tuned that I am going to be doing my own thing right from bachelor's.
They knew this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even in my bachelor's college, I was the first person to actually register the company. So this has been, GenoMove is actually registered initially as an LLP. Okay. And then, but since post my bachelor's, I actually took up a job in an NGO. And then I realized that I can't focus on two things at the same time. But when you are part of a fully grown entity, you then continuously, wherever you put your mind and energy, that grows. That's what I believe in. So
Love it.
I was putting all my energy in that, and then of course GenoMove got left behind. Then I realized that okay, this bachelor's was not concrete enough. I need like something more to it. So I went on to do my master's, because master's in social work itself, to gain more, because the research that you have is much deeper. You get to know more of the theories that are there in societies, learn more about human growth and development, which is a strong foundation for the kind of people I deal with on a daily basis. So it's not only the fitness aspect of it, there's also a social psychological part of it, because my entire 5 years of bachelor's and master's is understanding human beings and how they function, what triggers them, what kind of response do they have to things. That's why even handling kids online during COVID was really easy. Okay, because I could connect with them.
Can you give me an example? How do you connect with kids?
So, like for example, when a child is around 5 to 8 years, they are in a very competitive era. So even though they are online, and if I say, okay, let's see who does this the fastest, they don't care if mummy is coming to give you water, or if the bird that was irritating them throughout is, going to be chirping. They will make sure that they do the 5 squats the fastest and say, okay, miss, I finished. So that competition, and also an age group younger than them. So when it is like, I've also taken 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds online. So for them, any animal name, so if you say crab and if you're doing an action or if you have a sound to it, they immediately want to repeat. So they are in their stage of life where there's modeling. So they're looking at someone. If Papa is doing this, they will do something like that, sitting and looking at the phone. If Mama is going to be reading the newspaper, the child will, try to do that. That's their stage of life, which my MSW has taught me. So I use that over there in my classes. So I'm like, okay, whoever does, you'll have to follow me. So that's a follower leader kind of a pattern. So actually they are doing exercises, but they are following me, they are getting fit, and also it's easy for them. So,
awesome. So now you've registered the company.
Yes.
So now, how does that decision go that I'm done with my work?
Correct. So I finished my bachelor's, I worked for a year, I did my master's, I again worked for a year, and then mainly when you come into the workspace of having your own company, I'm from an arts background, know nothing about commerce, know nothing about accounts. So I said I need to get myself equipped with numbers if I'm going to be handling my own numbers. So that's when I've done my MBA in marketing, so that I understand how I can personally market myself as well as the company.
I'm so jealous of you, Nicole, because it sounds like you knew from the beginning, I am definitely going to go out on my own. I'm definitely going to start a company. I'm not going to do this, what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
And now that I know this, okay, now what can help me? Okay, I'm going to do social work. Okay, this is working. I like what I'm doing here. Oh man, COVID. Where usually people will be like, COVID, nothing to do, sit at home. You decided, no, okay, we're at home. What do I do? Okay, let me learn fitness.
Yeah.
Now you've learned fitness, you're applying social work. Like,
Correct.
yeah, I think I'm going to start this company. Okay, chalo, let me find out about numbers, MBA in marketing.
Yeah.
What's your family background like?
I'm the first sibling. My sister is into video editing, and my brother is now pursuing his...
Your parents never pushed you into the traditional engineering, medicine roles, or you pushed back saying, no, I don't want it?
So basically, after my 11th and 12th, I was in sports in school. So I always wanted to do something related to that.
Which sports?
I am a national gold medalist.
I was about to ask you, right? So what year was this? Well, I saw it on your profile, you were a gold medalist.
Yeah, this was 2014.
2014?
2014, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So did you know that about her? She is a gold medalist, high jumper. 2014, so that's, you're what, 15 years old?
Yeah, 15, 16, yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
She was the gold medalist when you were busy dating. Yeah, let that sink in.
2015, yeah, I was dating my wife, yes. Wait, I was dating my wife.
Dating.
Yeah.
I have a different theory. I think what's worked for you, you can call me out if I'm wrong, is you've had very supportive people around you, right? I want to do this, your parents say just go for it. Now I want to do this, go
is
for it.
That true?
Because a lot of times people say, wait, you tried this and now you want to do this. Why are you jumping? Go back and do that, right? Because you tried so many times that you had an idea of what you want to do, this. Because all these things take money, right?
Correct.
And you've not told us how you're financing it. Now, most parents will say, wait, we've invested so much in you now. Get return from that before you jump into this. But
Correct.
Is that true? Very supportive family background?
Yeah, definitely. Because once I completed my... You have more to speak?
No.
Yeah. So
He always has. Please interrupt him. Otherwise, you'll get 2-minute, 3-minute questions.
Okay. So basically, once I completed my MSW and I got back to the social field. So when you speaking about like the social and development field, there are things you see that you can't just go back home and go to sleep. It's a very different background.
Can you give us an example?
Like for example, when I was working like interning, you can say, so I have been to mostly all the slum areas of Mumbai, in and around, in the each gully you can say of the one in BKC and many others. So you see things and then you have to go back to your privileged home, and then you just wonder, like there were few days wherein I could not eat also, because it's just so different, wherein you're going back to the same situation where people are going to be begging on the road. They don't have a proper roof overhead. They're just living out of maybe some, cloth, maybe sometimes just sleeping on the road. And that was the way I was walking, and the people I am working for, wherein the money would go only for, you can't fully support anyone completely in that way. They have to be, unless the NGO is working to actually capacity build, educate them and give them a job, because in the end you have to be working to fulfill all those needs. So that's when my mum actually told me that, Nicole, I don't think so, your entire health and she was like the third party who realized that okay, this is not fitting and getting me all agitated of via that. I reached one point, I remember once, wherein I guess it was Christmas mass and we were coming back, and normally it's a season of giving. People will visit their family and friends, and I went and told her, I was like, I think I should order food and sit on the road and eat with the beggars. And she was just stunned, and she was like, I know where you're coming from, but yeah, just for now, just hold on to that, because it gets so distinct, the kind of place you're working with, the home you're going to. It all impacts your personality in so many ways, and it's very humbling at the same time. You don't go over and above in terms of expenditure. That's at least what then happened to me. Before I was a person, okay, this brand, that brand, but then I think so social work just put me into a very different footing of life, which I like about it. But then at the same time, in India, the other aspect of why I actually moved from social work to MBA was all the aspects in India. Like for example, if it is the regular fields like engineering, there's always a school of engineers or a school of doctors. Ministry is what they call. So Ministry of Social Work in India has been put forth many times, but it's already been rejected. And if you don't have a ministry of a particular profession, your salary will never actually get the kind of hike which is happening in corporates. So I'm meeting people now when I am in done my MBA, work for a year and doing my own thing now, and they're still getting the salary of maybe someone, they've worked in the field now since I was there, so maybe 5-6 years in the same company or switched, and they're still getting a salary that maybe a fresher at a call center is getting. So that's the drastic difference in that. So even in terms of how will someone actually sustain in that kind of a job was also the question. So hence the complete shift in that sense.
So how does the conversation with your mom happen now, or mom and dad? That
Yeah.
you've done your MBA, you've been working for 1 year now with Lodha. I'm guessing making decent money.
Correct.
Now you've decided, no, I want to start GenoMove and put my attention here. How does that conversation go?
So while I was working with Lodha, so I have these 4 F's that I keep in place. So first is faith, then I have family, fitness and finance.
Faith,
family, fitness and finance.
Nice. Okay.
So that's basically my focus. What was happening when I was working, there was only finance.
Oh.
The rest were not in the loop at all. I was not getting time with family, the faith aspect, no time at all. Then with fitness, I was hardly getting time to focus on whether it be meditation or the normal routine that I have. So the entire routine was upset. Then I was like, if I'm going to put so much of energy, of my own energy, in someone else's idea, which is not actually even fulfilling me in that sense of making me feel like going for it every day, and my entire aspect of fitness which I am known for and which is my core is not happening, I said then this is not for me. That was like very straight off. Even when I was questioned as to okay, what, you're leaving this company, what's your next step? So I was like, I have not decided my next step, but it's very clear that I don't want to continue. Means that came to me so clearly that I said that okay, the next steps will then flow.
Are you from a very rich family?
We are a middle class family.
Right?
Yeah.
So was there never a fear of money when you made that decision?
So I think in the fitness field, and I have a lot of faith in myself, that if I, like how I said before, if I put my energy in some place, I'll see growth. So even when I was,
amazing. Guys, this is a 27-year-old talking. It's not, like, genuinely I feel old right now. It's not even an insult. It's beautiful to hear you say this.
yeah.
You were about to ask something. Sorry.
No, if when you said you feel old, speak for yourself, please. Anyway, so when you
He
said
dyes
faith,
his hair. Zoom into his hair. He dyes his hair. Please zoom into this.
when you said faith, you know, I
He dyes his beard also.
I assumed a religious angle, but when you just said faith,
He has a
faith
wig.
in what? Faith in what you do. There's two very different things, right?
Yes, yes.
So the 4 F's, one of them was faith. So did the faith angle really come in from the religious aspect when you did social
You're a
work?
Catholic, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Yeah,
Catholic, okay.
Yeah, how much did that religious angle impact your doing social work?
So I actually was doing social work not from the faith point of view, because the entire communities, as we may know, in Mumbai, they're not from the same religious background or anything. We don't even ask them.
Yeah.
It's just that those who require help are like helped.
Yeah.
And it's also not in anything. So even over there, I've taken few fitness classes and everything. So it was nothing instant about that, but I was getting time to myself and my faith that I have in God.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So even now, you know, when I'm focusing on GenoMove, I have like time periods, and when I am in silence with the Lord, there are so many things that come to my mind at that time. Like, ever since I've made my decision that I'm only going to focus on GenoMove, I literally have a book. There are so many ideas that keep coming, and even, you know, friends who keep telling me things, I have to actually note down.
You journal.
Yeah,
He journals
yeah,
too.
every day.
So I gave a look off camera because one of my mentees is sitting here on the side, and I have been telling her for, I think, donkey's years now, please maintain a notebook and write. And she's giving me a horrible look, but here, your own friends are doing it.
Yeah.
So one more thing I wanted to ask you, being a Gen Z, right?
I knew it.
No, I have to, because you're a very successful Gen Z. I noticed a lot of Gen Zs, unlike people in his generation, they start companies without batting an eyelid. Oh, let's do something. Let's start a company, and then okay, let's leave this. Let's start something else. They fail fast a few times before they get. Now, people in, okay, to be fair, our generation, because we are the same.
You are 51. I am 38.
The same generation, right? We are too a little cautious about that. Oh, do we really want to start a company? Let's think about it. But for some folks like you just do it in a jiffy, right? I mean, is this the same thinking among Gen Z peers? I mean, shed some light about what Gen Z in general, how they think and how it has influenced you, the peer thing about Gen Z.
Got it. So actually, when I decided, you know, that I'm going to quit my job and, you know, only do this, so I video called few friends. I was like, am I just taking this decision, you know, just because I don't want to do this and it's affecting my, you know, principles, or, you know, is it something actual concrete? So I definitely made a few video calls and said, okay, I just quit my job and I think, you know, I'll be focusing just on my company. So not even one person gave me like, pagal hai kya tu? Like, what are you doing?
One. That's amazing.
Everyone is like, go for it, Nicole. We knew you'll always do this. You know, that was the kind of backing and support. And it's not only been verbal. It's always been like, even now, I'm hosting my own mini marathon that's coming on the 8th of Feb. Each person that I've sent out the invite to, they've got 3-4 people from them side.
So there will be a link to this invite on our chat. Make sure you check it out. I think we'll link it to the side here as well. So check it out. It's on the 8th of Feb. And this is a challenge now to my editing team. Make sure this video is uploaded before the 8th of Feb. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So each and every person that actually I have reached out to saying, you know, that this is what I am going to be doing, they've always actually been supportive. It's not only verbal, but it's actual actionable items, and I'm very grateful for them for doing all of that. And with this generation, I don't think so each and every person takes this leap.
Okay.
Because like,
so you
from
don't think
my
everyone. Okay.
Yeah, because from my college, I'm the only person who's the entrepreneur over there as well in my entire batch.
Okay.
right from my bachelor's to my master's to my MBA, there's no other person in my batch who has started off their own thing till now. So definitely people may have thought about it, but no one has actually, stepped and, taken that stride.
What is GenoMove? How does GenoMove make money?
So GenoMove basically, since I am a certified fitness trainer, we take various kind of fitness classes, okay? Now these are not your regular fitness classes. Even our tagline for us is, let's get this generation moving. Yeah. Okay? And we make fitness, the routines, as easy as you think about it. Okay. So I use the same concept that we use with kids or even with basically the kids. So even as adults, we feel that ठीक है, बच्चे लोग को खेलना है, they like competition. But just today at my run club, I had an agility drill there were around 25-30 odd people. We had a run. I divided themselves into 2 groups, and I've just placed 2 bottles for the 2 groups. And I said, okay, it's a competition. You start at one point, you touch the first bottle, go back, touch the second, and go back. And only once the person crosses will the next person come in.
Okay.
So initially people were like, ये क्या खिला रहे, that was the kind of, we just ran already, why are we doing this? But as soon as I said 1, 2, 3, go, the child within them was visible on their face. They're like, अरे जा, अरे नीचे हाथ लगाना है, अरे फटाफट, there was like so much of cheering and enthusiasm, and that's what we do at GenoMove. So all our workouts and everything are very gamified, are really as easy as you think about it. It's done in a competitive nature. It's also, the imitative things, so that, people are taken back, because many of the times when you are in your workplace and your corporate life, you actually just want to get those days back. And that's what we do at GenoMove, and we get the generation moving.
I'm going to segue because it's a great angle you brought in here. So it seems like the watchword of this generation, I mean, even the present generation.
You're going to be stuck on the generation.
No. is this thing called gamification. Everybody wants things to be gamified, so it becomes attractive. I know people who, to quote the example, I know people who say, for instance, we go to the gym, we go to a run, is there a target? We have to have a target, otherwise we are not doing it. I spoke to somebody yesterday who told me, I don't want to go to the gym because there's no company. I don't have anybody to go with me. So people, it seems they need either gamification or someone to do it. Now, there's some of us, I don't know, is gamification become very closely linked to motivation in some way? And it's becoming a kind of deadly embrace. If you pull the game away, people may not find that courage to just step out. Or is gamification a route, a step to pull people into being self-motivated at some time, or is this going to become like a forever, deadly embrace?
Second time today?
No, but I
cannot do a question in one question. Has to give a preamble.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So this basically is the whole concept of if you do it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So that has actually picked up. The very reason why I started the Borivali Run Club was I didn't want to run alone. And I had so many people from the area who had the same issue. We were traveling all the way to town to run. I was like, we have roads here. Why are we,
going to South Bombay to run?
Going to South Bombay to run, which they definitely have the promenades and everything there. Yeah. But then running on low sleep and so many other things, it's only detrimental to your health. It's not actually helping you by not eating, less sleep, and then going for a run. So even when you talk about gamification, so the very concept of gamification comes in because many people, even if they are working, they have some or the other game that, maybe when they're traveling by train, they're playing something. You're very used to being occupied with a set of guidelines and rules that is even your target that you have to set or anything. So even now, currently, relating it to myself, I am going to be competing at High Rocks Bangalore in April. And my partner she stays in Bangalore. So when she was here, we were regularly, working out and everything. But as soon as she went back, even I was like, oh my, how am I going to, like the first 2 days, I could not even get myself to actually go there. Because if it's a partner doing it with each other, you are more motivated. Like even if maybe you can't do 20 squats, but because you see, acha, she is going to be doing it with me, she is able to do it easily. Okay, I need to up my game in that. Okay. So that is the whole thing of, when people get into fitness, or not only that, it's called something wherein you have a partner you can, rely on or keep the person updated. So even when you are, if you're running or you're doing anything, if there's someone who's going to ask you, acha, bhagne ke liye gaya kya? Or did you hit the gym today? Or okay, come, we'll go at 5 o'clock. There's more possibilities of you, keeping to that habit or routine rather than,
But that's not what
cutting
happened
off.
with you, right?
Yeah.
You're saying that you're the only person in your batch
Yeah.
who's an entrepreneur. Everyone around you has day jobs. But
Correct.
you decided, nahi, mereko ye karne ka hai.
Correct.
So, what is it? Is it motivation? Is it nature? Is it nurture?
So for me, it's a mix of both. Very specifically, because even when I put this out on social media, see, there are like two sides to it. There's always a positive ki, okay, very good, let's go. And there are these unknown followers with no DP ki celebration run kyun rakha hai? Or things like that. So one person came to me ki they DM'd, so I obviously respond to people when I am on the device. So he's like, no, celebration run is such a bad name, but I take each and everything as a joke.
You can reveal them. Why is it a celebration run? Would you like to?
Yeah,
reveal?
definitely. So since 10th of Feb is my birthday, but it's a midweek, I'm not expecting people to take a day off to run just because it's my birthday. So we are having it on 8th of Feb because on Sundays are where most of the marathons happen. And very specifically when I told him ki acha, it's celebration because it's a birthday run. So he's like, okay, so are you turning 10? Because the maximum was 10 kilometers, So I said, no, why would you think I'm turning 10? And I put, I don't know how many laughing emojis after that because I actually laughed. I was like, why would this person think I'm 10? Do I look like that young? But then he's like, no, normally people do run their age on their birthday. So then I replied saying, normal people do, not me. And I put a full stop.
Wait, who runs their age for their? I'm not running 38 kilometers.
People do that. But the entire concept of
I run 35 kilometers.
Mario?
Let's rest the topic. Yes.
He has to run 72 kilometers
Yeah,
tomorrow.
72. So while we're on the topic, this whole gadgetry business of gamification has become some kind of obsession now. I know a lot of people I've done 25k steps
right?
today. I've done 30 steps. Oh, I need to walk. No, I don't do this.
You've sent me so many WhatsApp messages.
I
Look, guys, I've done 10 kilometers in this much time.
Yes. I do it whenever I run. I say yes. I've run this today, and I run 3 times a week. I don't run every day. There are people who every day. I've clocked 10k steps. Oh, there's 3 more hours left. I have so many more steps to clock. Right. So this becomes an addiction, but it's a kind of a good addiction because it keeps you active. What's your take on these gadgets and keeping people active in today's world?
So if gadgets are keeping you active and active in the sense wherein your body actually able to do that. There are few people who go a little overboard. कि मुझे अगर 10,000 है, okay, I will do much more than that, so that I'm up on my game. Okay, but the second part of these gadgets come in wherein all the data that is used.
Yeah.
Okay, so data to one part of it, if it's fed back to you in a way that helps you keep to the various lifestyle and everything that you do, is definitely helpful. But if it's just going to be taken to be fed to other companies and misuse of data, then that's actually not very helpful. Again, coming back to wherein people are actually clocking and which helps them stay fit, that's a very individual level thing. So for me, I don't even wear a fit watch because I don't like something tracking me all the time, very specifically. Even when I'm using Strava, I use it on my phone and I will catch my phone and I'll run. But I don't wear the watch. I don't want like something, continuously keeping an eye on me. I don't like that kind of an environment. So I definitely track the kind of speed that I run, the pace, the distance and everything. But that only helps me understand that, okay, I am at this level. This is what I clocked last time. Maybe I was tired, not eaten well. It helps me reflect on what stage I was at that time and now how I am. If you're doing that, and then that's helpful.
Then it's helpful.
Yeah,
if you're
but if you're just doing it for sab kar rahe to, everyone's level is different.
Now I'm just going to go into technical. So is running the best exercise?
So running is basically, walking is said to be the best.
Okay.
You don't actually need to be
said
running.
To be, or it is according to
it
you?
Is, it is. Walking, like for someone who is beginning, so even at the Borivali Run Club, it is for beginners, non-runners and those who hate running. So that's how we always put ourselves out there.
Me personally, I get bored while I'm running.
Yeah.
So when I'm running, right, I'm like, okay, chalo, today I'll try. And I'm not tired, I'm just bored. I'm like, kya hai, bas ho gaya. I stop and I go do something else.
Correct.
Is that normal?
Are
or am I
you
just
running alone?
Most of the time.
Yeah. So that's where.
Well, when I run, I listen to music. I mean, I never run without music. Without music, I can't run. What am I running for? I mean, I either listen to a podcast or there's always something going on. I just don't run.
Even then, I'm like, I get bored. I'm like, okay, I can sit and listen. So for me, I like lifting weights. That's the easiest thing for me. I like going and lifting weights. That's easy.
So when you run, you need an entourage of entertainment around you to entertain you while you're on the track, is it?
See, I don't know why my production crew is laughing. I'm going to come and yell at them in just a few seconds, but...
an orchestra playing when you run, perhaps.
Now they're intentionally laughing louder. But nobody... So that's normal? People get bored while running?
Yeah, definitely.
So
people get bored by running.
What are you supposed to do?
So normally it's always good to have someone when you're running, like with you. Very specifically, if you don't like running and if you're not used to doing activities alone. So always there are for me time is important, okay, so that I reset and I have myself together. But when you're running, you definitely, it's always like a clock on your head, right? Ki, acha end point kahan hai? Kahan tak bhag rahe? Kyun bhag rahe? But these are all like small steps that, give you the results over time, which if you keep telling yourself that, it all would help you, but it's always better to take someone with you. Maybe keep a distance. Ki acha 1 kilometer chal, I'll jog till there, then I'll walk 200 meters. Then again I'll jog from there. So you start off with a walk jog. Do it thrice, then you'll realize that, okay, I'm able to do this very easily.
So people tell me you shouldn't run on the road. Is that true? You should always run on the ground?
We run on the roads only.
He only told me, no? You're bad for your knees if you run on the road and all.
Well, I read it somewhere. I'm not the origin.
Is that true or that's absolute rubbish? You can run anywhere.
Actually, if you go to see run, so when we were training as athletes in school, we would never run on roads. We would always run on a ground, which is a mud track or a rubber track, very specifically because we were short distance runners. Achha. So I am also a jumper as well as a runner, so 100, 200 meters, including hurdles, high jump, long jump. So those were the kind of events, but always on the track. Very specifically because when you're running on the track, it's a soft surface and it helps in terms of the pressure that you're giving to your body back while you're running. Especially for those who are, entering the field new. When you're running directly on the road, people actually don't know how to run.
But there is a form, right?
Yeah. You don't know how to run. You feel ki acha log haath ghuma rahe, you may open your hand while running. You may bend too much because you actually are not very self-aware of how you're supposed to run. Whether you have to put your knees up and run, same hand, same leg, some people are running.
How are we supposed to run?
So normally when you are running, I'll talk about the road work first. So when you're running on the road, a long distance, not 100, 200 meters, it's a slow jog. You always relax your shoulders.
Okay.
So normally when you're running, instantly when you start running, you'll realize ki you're running like this.
Yes. Shoulders become stiff.
Yeah, your neck becomes stiff. So you have to continuously, so that's what I keep telling people when they run. Like, okay, relax your shoulders, relax your shoulders. So they have to literally, move their shoulders out. Then even when they are running, so I said, okay, lock your elbows and only move the shoulder.
Okay.
So that's how you normally run. And your hands are only close to your waist area. You don't have to run like this. These are how sprinters run, because they use their arm power a lot in comparison to road runners. Road runners also use arm power, but not to the extent of what sprinters do. Then even when you're running, your footwork. So many people stomp. You can hear them stomping when they are running. So you have to, I keep telling them, be light on your feet. It's always, there are 3 actions to running. So this is called the heel, the ball and toe. So you always run like this. This is the action of your foot while you run. So even we have very varied kind of runners. You are flat foot, high arc, low arc. There are various kinds of feet that people have, which they are not aware of. Then knocked knees, the ankles, maybe their posture slightly inclined. So they need to give themselves those few kilometers to understand their body if they are running for the first time. That whether when you are putting pressure, are you getting more pressure on your right leg, left leg while you are running. So all these things I keep speaking to them while they are running, and even post the race, just to understand from them, and then that helps me to guide them better in terms of.
One of the key things about running, since for the record I run, just so you know, is knees, right? And this is what I'm actually always scared of, because I know people who tell me, I used to run and then I got knee problems and then I stopped. So I'm always thinking, I'm running, I should really take care of my knees. Now what I've done is I ensure that whenever I run, there's always at most a day's break. I run 3 times a week. I never do it follow on. I never do 2 runs on consecutive days. I always give my knees a break. And if I'm doing leg exercises, I don't run the following day. I know there's some people say it's good to run after leg exercises, but I always give my knees a break. And I know people who run consecutive days, they have knee problems. At the same time, I know athletes who tell me that's wrong. You can run consecutive days, there's no. But from what I understand is, hold on, there's a question coming, hold on. Maybe what I need is how to exercise knees, because you get exercises for all parts of the body. What are the right exercises for knees to ensure that your knees, the critical joints, are actually fit for a runner? What would you say?
That's actually what every runner will face. And basically this is also one misconception. So whenever someone thinks they want to run a marathon, they think they only need to be running to get better at it. But there are so many aspects. You can't be only eating good food to be healthy. You have to do some movement. You have to drink that water. You have to have your electrolytes, the minerals, vitamins, carbs, proteins, everything. So same thing with runners. So if you want to get better at your running, you also need to be doing exercises related to strength and conditioning, which helps with the knee, as well as agility drills, your mobility work. So coming back to the knees, so what I normally do with runners, that you always have to have a pre-plan for these kind of things. So those who hit the gym, if you are on the treadmill, definitely running on the treadmill is not something that I do.
Terrible.
But what can help the knees is a slight inclination and you're walking backwards. So you're not facing the treadmill, your back is towards the treadmill,
and you
are walking backwards. So that helps
the knees.
That helps the knees. Okay. Very specifically, because when you're running, you're not only using your feet. You have your tibialis, you have the calves, you have your knees, definitely the joints that are working, you have your quadriceps, you have your thighs, the hip joints that are also required, along with your upper body. As soon as you finish running, if you stretch your arms, you'll feel that, oh, how have I released my arms while running with my legs? But it's an actual full body concept while you are running. So even the knees. And there's always a thing that even before you run, people just hit the road running, but you always require these 3 things. So you have a warm up, you have the actual drill, which can be your running or everything, and a cool down stretching.
How do you warm up?
So warm up usually when you're doing a run, okay, these are called dynamic exercises because they include movement, okay. So pogo jumps means jump on the spot. You have the jumping jacks, a few high knees, back kicks, and then dynamic stretches of the neck from head to toes. So you go from the neck, you go to the shoulder rotates, you go to the side stretches, hip rotation, then bending, touching, trying to touch the legs, and lunges, but movement lunges. So where you are in the lunge position without touching your knee, the back knee down, trying to push the forward knee ahead, or and once ahead, push to the side. So opening up the abductors in that fashion. So all of this also helps with the knee because you are warming up the body. You're not shocking it by directly running maybe a 10K or even a 3K or 5K for that instance, especially when your body is not used to it. And a cool down, we first have the stretching. So stretching are static exercises. So like for instance, like we started with the movement of the neck, you will hold the neck. So it stretches, you hold it for around 3 to 5 seconds. You're stretching the body. So these are static exercises. So even the lunge, you're holding the lunge. You're holding the foot back to stretch up the quads. So along with that, while you do that, you end with a few deep breaths, not shallow breaths. So when you deep breath, if I ask you all to deep breath right now, what would you all do? Yeah, so both did. This is still a shallow breath.
Oh.
Deep breath is when you're breathing from your diaphragm. So if you place your hands just below your rib cage, okay, and when you breathe in, it's supposed to push out. That is a deep breath that you take. So few 3-4 of those deep breaths and your heart rate is again back to normal. So that's how the entire cycle of a runner would work. That helps with, you know, the knee, ankle, hip and any kind of ailments, because you have to warm up the body. Strength and conditioning is required, and even agility, so the quick movements, so that your body, because our roads are not straight, suddenly there's a dip and you know you may go like this, but the strength, conditioning, agility will help you with not getting injured.
So here's another thing I wanted to ask you. You know, running in Mumbai, I think, is the second or third most city in India with the highest AQI levels. And
Correct.
This is a problem. Whenever I go out, I have an app. AQI is above 100, I can run. 150, 180, unhealthy for unsensitive groups. You know, the problem is now I have to time, and since the morning is the highest AQI, a lot of times I'm out running is 3:34. I have to time it because apparently that's the time where AQI is the lowest. And why I'm going with this angle is a year ago, and I think there's science to back this, you know, the continuous exposure to high pollution, especially if you go running, takes its toll on your health. I mean, so in one angle, we are trying to keep ourselves fit. But then there's this other thing with AQI, right? All these chemicals, if we are breathing them in, it's counterproductive. So what is your take on this?
Yeah, so we actually have many runners also who definitely want to start, but this becomes a very big drawback for them. So one thing is that the AQI is not actually going to reduce. So even now, if it's saying that 150 is high, another year down the line or 2 years, it will be like 250 is high. Or 350 is high. So it's just going to be increasing. There's no point of time wherein it's actually going to reduce. I'm an asthmatic patient. Myself.
You have the...
Okay. So when people tell me about it, I was like, I still keep to it. And there are various, so even now with the marathon that we are having it across the ferry in the Gorai region, very specifically because the AQI is much better over there, the roads are much better, it's a greener zone. So people won't have that as an excuse, but going there every weekend, the easier you make fitness, people stick to it. If you make, like if your gym is an hour from your house, if you gym, there are many days where you're going to miss. So even if you're running with the high AQI, and definitely people will stick to it, but there are so many others who will still, like even for me, I will still continue running, okay, even if it is high at that time. I may not do a very long run. I will keep it to a short run, maybe run within a park or within a green zone rather than, running on the road for that instance. So that is what I normally do, because there are few days when people said, in Mumbai, people waking up to run is still picking up as a concept, though we have many who are doing it.
Doing it there.
But it's still picking up as a concept because sometimes it's cold Mumbai and people are not used to, the slightest chills.
Yeah.
Thoda sa bhi utke, acha, it's a little cold, okay, let's go back to sleep. Acha, thoda pollution dikh raha hai, theek hai, let's go back to sleep. So the first step of you getting out, theek hai, it's polluted, you don't want to run, okay, just walk. But don't break that, step that you have started. So that your body is used to waking up at that time, because we even tried evening running around 6:37 when people come back from work. It was miserable.
Yeah.
It was worse than the mornings because there were particles brushing across the face.
And the crazy thing is sometimes I see people running on busy roads in Mumbai, right? I mean, there's traffic and there's somebody just running like that. Like you're running where there's fumes coming out. I mean, what part of your brain isn't working? I mean, there's smoke coming out of bikes and here you are running in between, right?
Correct.
So I normally run between 3:30 to 4:30. It's hot.
Yeah.
UV rays may be more at that time, but when I look, at least the pollution is less. And in Mumbai, the advantage you have is there's a sea breeze coming in. So particles keep getting, I'm guessing, blown aside. So I have to pick that time to run. And if I run in the morning, it's too cold, particles hang in the air, in the evening, vehicles moving. So it's, it's tough to run in Mumbai. That's what I've seen. And although, like you said, there's an active running club. I want to get to another part probably. How important is diet?
You're noticing it too, right?
How important is diet for this? I mean,
Oh, diet is the epicenter
of it, right? So what
anything.
would you?
So let's make this interesting. I'm going to tell you my diet and tell me where I'm screwing up.
Okay.
So I've started intermittent fasting for about a year now. I started last year. I've been doing it regularly. Before that, I think about maybe a year and a half ago, I was regular in the gym. I'm not as regular as I should be. Honestly, I'm not as regular as I should be. But when I go maybe, the plan is Mondays I go do legs and arms. Tuesdays I'm supposed to do chest, shoulders, back. Wednesday is a rest day, I just do cardio. Thursday, Friday repeat what I did on Monday, Tuesday. Saturday, Sunday again cardio. Now this has taken a little bit of a break because I've joined a group where we do heritage walks around Bombay. So what ends up happening is for the entire week, suddenly in the morning I'll get a call, there's a group, go do a walk. So I end up doing a 2.5 kilometer walk explaining to guests about Bombay. So when I'm doing that, I don't go to the gym. I don't have time. If I'm doing that, then my gym is usually at 10, 11 in the morning.
Okay.
So my intermittent fast is from 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 next day.
Got
so I don't have breakfast. And the first meal I have is usually either a dal chawal or a dal chawal and sabzi and some chicken on the side. Something of that kind is my first meal of the day. And I usually, unfortunately, I'm not very disciplined in the evening. I'll feel like having something nice. So it's usually either a roll or it's, what's the most common thing that either it's a roll or it's something. It's chicken tikka, something like that, right? A tandoori. It's not pizzas anymore. It used to be, not anymore. And evening again, dinner will be either dal chawal or roti sabzi of some kind. That's my diet. And when I come back, if I have gone to the gym, I'll come back and have creatinine monohydrate, about one spoon, which is there in the bowl. And I definitely have Shilajit every day, twice. So there's Shilajit gummies that you get.
Correct, yeah.
I'll have those. I have 2 of those every day. And I used to have other supplements, but I've narrowed it down. So where am I going wrong?
So basically, first of all, when you are gymming, normally when I also suggest the clients, I always keep it to 5 days. Like 2 days are like rest days. Because if you overwork your body will not know which direction to go. So if you're going to be doing like the 2 days of weighted training, break it up with the cardio and then again 2 days. And then the other 2 days, maybe focus on very light. If you want to do something on a Saturday and Sunday, maybe go for a walk, or you can focus on meditation wherein you're actually calming your body down.
So my problem is
Yeah.
that if I take 2 days off, no, that Monday is very difficult to go back into the gym. That I've noticed with me.
Okay.
If I do not work out at all on a Saturday, Sunday, and I decide to just sit and chill at home and not do anything, when Monday I'm depressed. I'm like, "Arey, gym jana hai."
Got
But
it.
if I worked out on Sunday, just run. If I not run, let's say I'm doing something. I just lift weights in my own house and not go to the gym. I just pick weights for some time, or I just do a kettlebell swing for a little bit. Then I'm happy. Monday I'll go to the gym again.
Got it, got it. So what you could do is you could switch that Sunday for a Tuesday or a
Okay.
Thursday. So days of the week are just written, you know, it's actually very mental. So if you don't want that 2 days back to back, but you definitely need those 2 days off. So you don't go on a Saturday, then you don't go maybe on a Wednesday. So
Okay.
you shift the days in that sense,
Okay.
you know, in that way. And also diet wise, as you said, you do the intermittent fasting and everything. So when you break fast, when you have maybe your food, directly the lunch mainly that you are eating, the main meal, the ingredient that you need to have in your meal is like a protein. Okay, because when we eat protein, when protein is broken down into our system, it uses energy to break down. So you are, you
Double
know,
doing it, yeah.
it's helping you in the process of, you know, the lean body mechanism, what they call it. So it helps you in the entire process. So definitely you will feel hungry, you will feel like having a pura chawal ka plate with your rice. And
Is
maybe
rice good? Is rice bad?
so I never stop people from eating rice. Normally the kind of food intake that always I suggest people is very related to the kind of meal structure they have. Because you are born and brought up with a kind of meal structure, you can't just suddenly change from eating, you know, maybe your normal idli vada in the morning to directly going to avocado toast. It's not going to happen. You may follow it for 7 days, and on the 8th day you will be like, nahi, meko to vada khana hai abhi. So it's mostly related to the kind of meals that people have. That
Interestingly, she looked at you and said idli vada and just looked at you. Just associated you with idli vada. Because I'm more of a bagel person, so she wouldn't look at me and say idli vada. Just made that observation.
Okay. So, rice you're saying is fine. Once in a while you can, or you can have rice every day, but make sure there's enough proteins on the side.
Yeah, so whenever you have a balanced meal, there should always be veggies. So there is a different kind of food plan when I suggest to, and which is normally suggested to people. Those who are looking into their meals, which is a very important part of when you get into fitness. So there needs to be a sufficient amount of veggies in your plate. Your vegetable intake needs to be there.
Okay.
So fiber is what helps to flush out fiber. Like that is your entire, you know, gut cleansing mechanism. And if you're not having enough of it, it's going to abruptly affect everything. So even if you're having protein powders or, you know, anything else, there needs to be equal amount of water intake. Even creatine for that instance, you know, it's more of when you're having creatine, it's water muscle mass that increases. Actually, the kind of, you know, how it actually works is, it's the muscle that is formed is because of the water intake. So even when anyone says, you know, कि creatine पीना चाहिए, they always make a joke. तो कितना बाल्टी भर के पानी पीने वाला है उस दिन, you know, like.
And we're back. Technical issues, and obviously we are a fantastic team. We make sure that these technical issues are temporary, and you wanted to ask her about cheat meals.
Yeah. So, you know, every now and then after a run, I'm like, great. But on the weekends, I'm like, can I cheat? Can I get that extra finger food in, and then that beer and that scotch? And oh my God, his house is just a mini bar. And
I'm sure you're going to say never drink alcohol, right?
I don't drink.
But would you tell people never drink alcohol?
That's a personal choice.
Hai na? Thank you.
Great. So relieving. So can I cheat once a week? Because people say, oh, if you alcohol is calories and your liver gets hit, and then, you know, the health angle comes in. So you shouldn't drink if you're doing exercise. you shouldn't have, and people say, they have this, now there are these apps, take a picture of your food and it'll tell you all the calories, and then this feedbacks the number of steps
once he'll ask a question.
Number of steps you have to take.
Once.
And then if you're tracking your health so carefully, can you do a cheat meal? How often can you do a cheat in your...
You could have just asked that last
I have to build up the context.
Why? She knows what the build-up is.
She knows, but for the people watching who don't have the context, Krishna.
Yeah. So basically how I normally put it as, so it's not a cheat day, but you can have multiple cheat meals during the week.
Oh.
So it's always what I call as a sandwich concept. So if you want to have something unhealthy, you first have something healthy, you have the unhealthy, and then again sandwich it with healthy. So in that way you're getting to have the unhealthy bit of it, but you're also keeping in with the actual health aspect of it as well. So instead of, like pressurizing your body with all the unhealthy things on very single day, you can have little bit of it throughout, because keeping an entire week of 6 days with clean meals, and then having everything on one day with either deep fry or with very high amount of calories than you normally have, you'll be shocking your body.
Yeah.
And that's what happens nowadays with people. They just suddenly are getting a stroke or this and that. It's because they're shocking your system. You think कि हाँ जब तक चल रहा है body चलने दो, but it's always the more you nurture things, they will remain that way.
What is the unhealthiest food that people should just avoid this? Or range. These are unhealthy foods. Try to avoid them if you can.
So I think for me, I feel normally I don't have anything unhealthy. But
Okay, let me make it easier. Chakli.
Chakli, you also get healthy chakli. So things with maida are something I normally tell people ki agar bahut
avoid maida. Avoid what else?
Then processed foods.
Avoid processed food. That's an easy answer. So
Processed foods are a big no.
So no biscuits, no chips.
Yeah, in the middle it's fine a few places, but very highly processed. Like maybe if you're having a burger and there's like a double sliced cheese in it, that the patty is like processed for, everything within it, the oil that is used is, rancid, and so many things come to it. And third would be products like ketchup.
Yeah, I've heard of
a very simple thing like ketchup.
It has the thickener in it, right?
Thickener, it's basically sugar.
Yeah.
So people feel that it's adding taste, but it's just sugar that you are going to be consuming.
So which is more harmful, more sugar or more oil? Because if you get all this, I don't want to use the brand name, but there's this, all this, Haldiram's, right? All those packets you see on the store, oh my God,
We're
mixture,
gonna get sued, that,
mixture,
right?
no, I mean mixture, delicious mixtures, right? I mean, you have it with alcohol, and people have it with Coke. It's party food, right? If a guest comes, you just put all that mixture out, and people just keep having, and it's food you eat with drinks.
Correct.
But is that healthy?
So I would not say that is healthy. It's definitely not healthy. And a big change that basically I have bought in my own family, when I started off, I'm the only person in the family who actually eats healthy initially. Then I used to buy everything different. And I was like, no, I have to keep to this so that the rest change. And now for any parties, we will have chana or something baked, which also go with drinks and everything. But they are, baked stuff, and maybe chanas or something protein related.
Peanuts.
That, will be there.
Yeah, hold on, is peanuts bad?
No, peanuts. Peanuts
Cashew
are
nuts,
protein.
cashew nuts. I mean, it's okay,
Cashew
but
nuts,
when people start eating, first it's a handful, then another handful.
Correct. So even when you have cashew nuts, these are all foods that are very heaty. So when you're consuming it, you will feel thirsty. You have to listen to your body. People don't listen to their body. You feel like eating, you continue eating. You feel thirsty, but instead of drinking something, you'll eat. Some people in the morning you're feeling hungry, but you'll have tea or you'll have something to drink. So even when you're having cashew nuts, normally they say just a handful is enough. So even when we serve it, it would be in that quantity because people don't want to finish that. They have that instinct ki khatam nahi karna hai bowl.
Yeah.
We don't want to have the last piece. So it would be placed in such a way that there's a good mix of everything in that sense, but there's also you need to have water along with it so that
Yeah, water is so important.
yeah.
Really, and here's the thing I find if
How
when
much
you-
water in a day? Everyone.
So that depends on your weight.
Okay.
So depending upon the weight of the person, there are certain liters that you have to have, and this keeps changing because you'll check online. Some people will say that you have to have 3 liters, 4 liters, but you can't put pressure on your internal organs by having so much of water. Which is why when you said even creatine, you have to have so much water to flush out the other sediments that can be left back in your body that could have an adverse effect later on.
Is there?
So now you feel that okay, perfectly, it's fine, I'm getting pumped and everything. But as you go down the line, for a certain amount of time, it's fine. But those who continue it for 3-4 years,
It's not good, creatine?
so even creatine, I would not say it's not good, okay, but the whole concept of creatine is it's water muscle. So the muscle that develops post it, you have to have that much of water because it helps to develop your muscle, but it's all water. So as soon as you stop, you'll find yourself shrinking again. So when you have it for a sustainable amount of time and then you stop, then people will not be able to recognize you because you're like a very different person. Your gains have gone down. It's very visible in that sense. So it's always said to have it very in, if you are having it, have it in substantial ways, but not that you're completely relying on it in that sense. Because you will definitely see differences, but as soon as you stop it, yeah.
And green juices, you get these greens, green powders, wheatgrass, those things are actually helpful or it's...
So for me, currently I drink matcha and even moringa powder, but
Never
I
heard of
prefer
that. Moringa powder.
Yeah, moringa. It's basically a powder. It's used. You can have it in the morning, but I try to keep myself with things freshly available. So if I'm having a green juice, I'll make sure that I'm buying it and then making and having it, rather than having something that's in a packet format. Because a packet, not everything is written very extensively in terms of, even when you read a bottle in terms of sugars that are
very
mentioned.
selectively written there too. Yeah.
There are so many other, anything with COSE, there are certain words that are actually sugar, it's actually sugar only, but there are different words used for sugars.
Yeah,
So when
that's
it's
true.
from fruit, you have fructose, you have glucose, and there are so many others, and which are made, which you need to know, which selective ones you are having. Yeah.
Health, such an important thing.
Yeah, after the insult I got today before the podcast, I feel like that's something that's on my agenda. But I'll make this promise on camera. When you guys watch our episode in January 2027, you'll see a difference.
Yeah, and she gave a very good suggestion to you. She, our guest told you what a cheat day would look like, which is good given the fact that for you every day is a cheat day.
I'm not that addicted to food. So nutrition-wise, if you tell me don't eat this, I won't eat it. I'm fine. It's just that I feel like no alcohol, no do this, there's a punishment thodi hai.
Yeah.
So, and it's not like I drink regularly. I think the last I drank was yesterday with you.
Was yes.
Before that, I don't remember when I drank.
And I drank a copious amount more than you did. For the second.
That's you normally, so that's fine. But since if you ask my wife also, before yesterday, I can't remember when I last had a drink. So it's not regular, but once in a while when I drink, I don't want people to say, don't drink. It's fine. Once in a while I like to drink. Food, I'm not that fussy. I would like to believe I'm not that fussy because I thought it's difficult for me to give up pizzas. But I genuinely have given up. I don't remember the last time I had a pizza. And burgers I anyway don't like, so that's fine. The only
but
food.
clearly idli vada you like because she.
No, I have not had an idli. I don't have breakfast, so I don't have dosas.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
have idlis. The only food I think I still eat which might be unhealthy is I do like an occasional vada pav. That I find difficult to get, but then like vada pav udhar hi hai and mere samne ban raha hai. It's nice, crispy. I will have a vada pav once in a while. Might be having vada pavs a little too frequently. Because when I'm going on the walks, right, it's the easiest thing to just...
You can smell it.
Yeah, मतलब बाजू में है. Sometimes I'm just so hungry after a walk. I'm like, हाँ एक vada pav दे दो. खाते खाते I'll walk to the station. But maybe that also I can cut down a bit. Street food, what is not as unhealthy as others, according to you? I'm guessing all street food is unhealthy, but...
Yeah, all street food, but you can have a bhel.
Bhel
Those
is
kind
healthy.
of things are really good.
Okay.
Bhel,
because
chaat.
the calorie value is low, right? It's not damaging, I guess.
Yeah, it's not damaging, but it also fills you. That's a good
So,
option.
GenMove, where do you think GenMove is going to be 5-10 years from now?
So for me,
Or do you think that way?
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So GenoMove, basically I see it to be a company working mainly with, there are various verticals that we have of GenoMove even currently. So the Run Club is one aspect of it. Apart from the Run Club, we also go for trips and treks on Saturdays and Sundays. We also have a gaming group. So all those who want to meet for a football match or basketball or badminton, pickleball, they meet up, group up, and they go for a game. And apart from that, of course, even events very specifically, because I feel that there are so many people in and around the area that have the skills, have the talents, but they are not able to, you know, again, maybe the school, they did not get to actually participate, but with GenoMove as an events vertical, they could do that. And within fitness part of it, it would be divided into 3 segments for kids, working professionals and the elderly.
I love it, man. And I cannot say this enough. I love the fact that you're doing this. I love the fact that you have this so much drive in you. I promise you, I do not have it. I hope to have it after speaking to you for such a long time. And
There'll be something you'll have to work on.
I agree. I will take that rib very, very friendly because obviously I need to be better healthy. As a massive poncher, which I promise will not be there in January 2027. That's my production crew being absolute right now. I promise you guys are not getting paid.
You guys are sorted for the next year or so because you have to follow him up on his promise. So you pull them in now. You can't back out.
Yeah, it's on camera, January 2027. Every time I say this, someone's making a noise. I'm going to say it one more time and dare you guys make a noise. January 2027. Yeah. And on that note, I think we've had the time of our life. Thank you so much, Nicole. It's an absolute pleasure meeting you. All the best for GenoMove.
To have an athlete on the podcast.
Me and Mario will actually try to join you on the 8th of Feb.
No,
he will be there.
I will join you.
I will try.
I mean, because for me, running is a habit. For you, it is recreation.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure even if I join, I'll 500 meters and I'll be done.
You can come and cheer us when we run. That's be something.
I can be standing on the side with a bottle for you. And then throw the bottle at you when you pass.
Right? Preferably not a steel bottle, a plastic one.
Glass, straight on you. Right? So, we want to show you the t-shirt a little better. My production crew is reminding me, and they have taped it so bloody well. There we go. So, the Borivali Run Club, the details are there on Insta, I'm guessing?
Yes,
So people can find you at, what's your Insta handle?
It's GenoMove.
GenoMove itself. So search for GenoMove on Insta. Do you have a website?
We don't have a website currently, or even on Joint Coach Nicole.
Joint Coach Nicole or GenoMove on Insta. If you guys are free on 8th of Feb, Mario will be there. So if you guys want to come and say hi to us, please do pop by, come say hi to Nicole. Join the fitness movement and let's see what happens as a result.
And let's make India healthy again.
Let us get healthy again. Then we'll worry about India. Pleasure seeing you guys on the other side. Cheers.
Thank you.